Hello, my name is Frank Gomenti, and in this video, we want to understand the job of a cybersecurity analyst or information security analyst. Now, we'll be integrating two SIEM tools. Now, SIEM stands for Security Information and Event Management. Now, we'll be integrating two of these tools. There are a lot of them anyway, but we'll be integrating two of these tools to our Ubuntu machine. Remember that our cybersecurity home lab setup, we created we configured two VMs, and these two VMs, one is for the attacker and one is for the victim. And I told you that what we'll be doing is attacking and defending, so that we can be able to have a good understanding of what cybersecurity is all about. And I also told you that you cannot be a good defender if you don't understand how to attack. So, and that is the essence of my videos, and that's why I'm trying to bring it to to the level of a purple teamer. Now, because a purple teamer is someone who understands both what the blue team does and what the red team does. Now, the blue team are the cybersecurity analysts or information security analysts, and the red teamers are those who are into penetration testing or ethical hacking. You know, they call them offensive security. Now, for the blue team, they call them defensive security. So the essence of this video is to bring you to a level of confidence, especially if you are in cybersecurity and you don't have experience, you don't understand what you'll be doing. That's why I am doing these videos. Now, stay true to the end of this video and you'll have a good understanding of endpoint detection and response, which is the essence of this video, to understand the job of a cybersecurity analyst, how they detect threats and how they mitigate threats. All right, so the first thing I want to do, I would want to install, like I have said, I'll be installing two SIEM tools. The first one we'll be installing is Splunk, and the second one is 𝐷𝐿. Splunk has 60 days free trial. Then after that, you can subscribe. Then for 𝐷𝐿 has free plan and subscription plan. So we'll start with Splunk. Then I'll go to my Ubuntu machine. Then I'll go to browser. And then I will search Splunk. Then I'll select free trials and downloads. So they have Splunk Cloud Platform, Splunk Enterprise, and Universal Forwarder. Then I will select Splunk Enterprise. Okay, I want the one for Linux. There's for Windows, Linux, and Mac. Then I will select for Linux. Then I will go to download. Then as soon as it starts downloading, I would just stop it because I don't want it to download. I don't want to go to run it from the download folder. I want to run it from my own folder. Then I will just copy this widget, copy these scripts, then go to my terminal, and then I will enlarge my terminal. So I will paste this and download. I'll pause the video and be back once it's finished downloading. Okay, it's finished downloading. Then I will just type sudo. Let me do ls to see what we have downloaded. So this is what we have downloaded. I will copy it. Copy. And I'll do sudo dpkg-i for install. Then I will paste what we've downloaded. then I will install it. It's taking a little while, but it's unpacking Splunk. I'll pause the video and wait once it's finished unpacking. Alright, so it's finished unpacking Splunk. Let me now do sudo opt Splunk being going to the directory where the folder is, then Splunk space start. So it wants me to read the license agreements, so I will just read through in the speed of light. So what I have done now, I press enter key and hold it down so that it will get to 100%. And that is it. Okay, so it's asking me to accept. I will say yes. It's asking me to create a username. I will say CyberFortress. Enter password. I will enter password. Re-enter password. I will enter password. Waiting for web server at HTTP IP address and port 8000. So this is my local host IP address 127.0.0.127.0.0.1. That's my local host. So what it has done now, it has now given me a domain name instead of the IP address. Then I've copied this domain name. I'll go to my browser and then I will just paste it there. Once I enter, and that is it. So I'll enter my credentials, CyberFortress, then my password. No. Here you go. So we are in the Splunk interface. We have connected our Ubuntu to the Splunk. So if you want to add data, you can add data by going to add data. So what, skip the store. Now you could add data through cloud, through network. If you click on network, you see Cisco and Palo Alto networks. So these are the two main networking company. Then you can either add any of their devices to this interface and begin to monitor telemetries. Then what we want to do here now is to say monitor. Got it. So for the basic, we'll just say monitor files and directory. Then go and pick up the file we want to monitor. Then I will say monitor home directory. Where is it? This is the home directory. I'll say select. Then it's okay. These are optional. I'll say next. Blah 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 automatic. Then search and report. What I want is to search and report. Then I'll say review. Then I'll say submit. So when I say search and start searching, then to search the home folder directory. So that is just an angle of what this Splunk we can do with Splunk. So there's a lot we can do with Splunk. So we're just, this is a little of what we can do with Splunk. So now this is Splunk, and we've already configured Splunk or integrate Splunk to our Ubuntu machine, so we can monitor telemetries from this our Splunk dashboard and do a whole lot of things. So, but if I go to dashboard, skip, so we could see what is on the dashboard, and depending on what we have integrated. So if I say create new dashboard, I could not integrate other things and blah blah blah. So, but we have achieved what we are looking for. If you say sudo let me just go up, status, Splunk status, you see Splunk is running and the processing ID, you know, shows everything. So that is for Splunk. I'm going to now go and let's install 𝐷𝐒𝐿. We have succeeded in integrating Splunk. So the next one we want to integrate is 𝐷𝐒𝐿. So what I will do, I'll quickly do 𝐷𝐒𝐿. Then I'll open 𝐷𝐒𝐿 website. So I have already registered, so I can log in. If you have not, so what you do first is to register. So I'll go log in with email, and 𝐹.go.ghio.ac.uk. Then I will type in my password. Hopefully I remember this password. Wrong password. Not sure of this password. Okay, so the password has come up now. Then I already have I have, because for you to start using 𝐷𝐒𝐿, you see what is, you said all organizations. So you must have created a name for your organization, and this is the name I've created before at Centric-Lab. Then giving a description. I didn't give description, that doesn't matter. So I will just click my organization name. Then I will say add a sensor. So what is the sensor type? So my sensor type, you could add AWS, Azure, different things, Docker, Edge, blah blah blah, Kubernetes. So, but I'm looking for Linux. You could also add Windows. This is Windows. This is for Mac. Then I'm going to Linux. Select. So installation key, I will do create a new installation key. So for this one, I will say I will just say what will I use for the installation key? I will just say training. I will say EDR dash blue team. Create. So I'll pick the installation key which I have created, which is this. Then I'll select it. So I'm looking for 86-64 Debian. This is it. So this is the process. This is the installer. I will just copy the installer link. Then I'll go to my terminal. Then I will paste it there. I'll put wget. So it's downloading. If I do ls, This is what I downloaded. So the next thing to do is to run the installer. For me to run the installer, I've copied this code, which is this. So I've copied it, then I'll go to my terminal. Now you see, if I'm not in my root directory, it will not go through. If I do sudo and paste, now the file is Debian 64 or Deb 64. So I will now clean up all the prefix, then I'll enter. It won't go through, but I need to do sudo su to enter my root directory. Without being in my root directory, this particular hash will not be able to run, or it won't go through. Sudo su. So sudo su will take me to my root directory, which I am in now. Then I will now paste the file. So as I paste the file, I will clean again, because this is my file. Don't forget Debian Deb 64. So but I have to add the 64, and I have to clean the prefix. So what I'll do now is to enter. So as I click enter, is downloading, and when I go back, you'll see that it said detected new sensor CyberFortress, all done. So I will say finish. Now that I have finished, what I want to do, I will select my sensor. Then this is my dashboard. You see timeline, no events. It will soon start popping up. If I go to network, look at the network. So if you see the network, it's showing me what I have been doing, the process the foreign IP and the local IP and the local port and local IP. So everything I've been doing, state listening and process hash, blah blah blah. So I could monitor everything. You could see that I opened firewall, blah 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 and all that. So it's just now. So any activity that is strange to my network, I will detect it here, and I will have to respond to it. So, but if I go to my timeline now, you start seeing that it will start coming out. Timeline will soon begin to come out. Disconnected. So I'll say fetch latest event. There is no latest event, so I will change the timeline to I need to set up let me take overview. So this is my host name, this is my platform, this is my cybersecurity sensor details, the network network access, kernel allowed, on available, and all that. So if I go to file system, so I'll see all the different file systems that I've been using. Everything is here. Then if I do live stream, I will see live stream. Then processes, you see everything running. If I go to services, then timeline, I should be able to have something start coming up. Okay, timeline has started popping up. So activities are now beginning to pop up in the timeline. So if I click on any of the timeline for me to investigate further, to do one or two things, so I can begin to do more investigation here. I can now say build a rule. So this is where I can now build a respond rule to say, okay, if you detect this, because this is for detection rule, then this is for respond rule. So if you detect so and so thing, what do you do? And now specify what I want it to do. So this is all about security analyst. This is the first part, that must say installing and integrating it. So the next thing, we begin to monitor. So it's all about monitoring telemetries, which, as you can see here, these are my telemetries that I have been monitoring and been checking the network, what is going through my network and all that. Any strange IP address or anything I found or file, then I will now begin to act upon it. That is to say, endpoint detection and response. So thank you for staying through to the end. I believe that you might have learned one or two things. So in my next video, we'll be installing or configuring Suricata and using Suricata to detect traffic in our network. See you.